So Sonic Superstars was just announced recently at Summer's Gamesfest, and at Summer Gamesfest, there was their Summer Day of Fun, whatever it's called, right? And at that event, there were booths to play different games like Final Fantasy 16, Cyberpunk, and Sonic Superstar. So, over the past weekend, we were able to get a lot of information from gameplay, interviews with Takashi Iizuka, and a bunch of new information that we didn't even know before. So in this video, I guess we're just gonna overview everything that we know. It's gonna be like what we know so far about Sonic Superstars. So I'm not even gonna delay any further. Let's just get right into the information. So first thing, I think this is just the most interesting thing. The drop dash is confirmed. I think this was basically gonna be a no-brainer. This was confirmed from at least what I've seen from Fidel's tweet, basically saying yes, there is a drop dash, by the way, and it shows like a 5-second clip of him performing the drop dash. And I knew it was gonna be in the game. I had a feel. It's basically like a staple of Sonic at this point. It was in the Origins collection. It was in Mania. Hell, it was in Frontiers, right? And you know, it's basically, it makes sense for it to be in this game. So I just like that little confirmation and that little peace of mind that we had. Up next, we have that new character that was designed by Naoto Oshima, who is returning for this game after many years of being absent from the Sonic community. And this character's name is Trip, and we don't know much about him, but we do know that he's teaming up with Eggman and Fang in this game. He seems to be a villain, but I don't think he's gonna be a villain. I think he's just like some goofy guy who got like mixed up in the wrong crowd, because he does not look like a villain. Unless they pull like a spot from Across the Spider-Verse where he looks goofy, but then he's like super menacing actually. But I don't think so. He doesn't look like a villain. Now this is a very, very big piece of information. There will be no returning stages from any previous Sonic game. That means no, and I'm quoting this from an interview, no Green Hill Zone, no chemical plants, no levels you've seen in prior 2D Sonic games. Finally, you listen. It feels so weird that we're getting original levels, but it's Sonic, okay? They love their nostalgia, they love all that shit. Finally, we're getting original levels, and I'm all for it, man. I'm so happy that we're not getting any returning levels, remember this stage from Sonic and the Super Saiyan God? Like, everything's original. And we have like 10 minutes of footage from one of those stages, and it looks so good, man. The style of this game looks amazing. So, thank God, thank you Iizuka for finally thank you for finally giving us a fully original Sonic game. Up next, again, this is coming from Fidel again from his Twitter. Apparently, there's gonna be different intros for the characters. For example, the one he showed was for Amy, over here. And she appears to be, and now don't get mad, she is in Green Hill Zone, but it's only for the intro. So it's only for the intro, okay? So don't get your hair in a twist. And appears that there's gonna be different intros for different characters. For example, again coming from Fidel, Sonic will be on the tornado and he like jumps off the tornado. Knuckles will be on Angel Island protecting the Master Emerald, and then he like goes and like does something, I guess. Tails will also be on the tornado. I guess he's following Sonic. And from the intro that we see here, Amy is messing around with some flickies. You know, oh, they're so cute. And something happens, I guess. Another big piece of news is that Lopes and Jun Senoue will be working together on the soundtrack for this game. Now, for one, I love Lopes. He is one of my favorite composers in the Sonic series for his work on Sonic Mania and all of that. And also Jun Senoue, I absolutely love him. He's been part of Sonic Adventure 1, Sonic Adventure 2, Sonic Heroes, all these amazing soundtracks. The problem is Jun Senoue isn't really that good at making classic soundtracks. Now, and what really got me was when Jun Senoue said, I will be trying to recreate the original sound of the Genesis. Now, I don't understand why he's trying to do that. Like I get it, it's a classic game, but it's not a Genesis style game. It's a 3D modern game. Make the music sound 3D. This is like Jun Senoue's chance to make this soundtrack sound so unique. Like, it doesn't have to be like this so retro type style music. It literally could be like completely different from anything we've ever heard from him. And he decided, I don't know. But I'm not super concerned because we still got Lopes there. And like, yeah, this. So it's gonna have that Lopes style. It's gonna have that Senoue style. So I'm not super worried about it. But all around, I'm pretty happy. So this is coming from another tweet, which is quote, I don't know what this is exactly quoting from, but basically I'm quoting here: "You will find situations that only specific protagonists will be able to experience, and also the ending of the adventure will change depending on who you play." So there we go, confirming different playthroughs for different characters, which is always cool. The source this is coming from is from this website called everyeye.it. So if you want to go check it out, I'll link it. And now we have this is probably gonna be the biggest piece of information that we're gonna get, basically confirming Zippo and what he said about the adventure games and those leaks about Sonic Mania 2 being canceled. So this is coming from Takashi Iizuka in an interview from Summer Gamesfest, saying that the company had originally intended to collaborate again with developer Christian Whitehead, who directed 2017 Sonic Mania, but plans fell through. Iizuka then approached Oshima, who worked on the original Sonic the Hedgehog and other entries in the 90s, to lead the next 2D game with a development team which is best known for developing titles such as Hey Pikmin, Yoshi's New Island. Sonic Mania developers Headcanon and Christian Whitehead are not involved, Iizuka confirmed. So right there, basically confirming that they wanted to work with Christian Whitehead and the people who made Sonic Mania again, but something happened and plans did not work the way they intended. So Iizuka was like, yo, Naoto Oshima, you want to come back? You want to come back to your home? He's like, yeah, why not, bro? We're going home. So continue on. It says, when we were making Sonic Mania and the game was finished and Chris was done, we had heard conversations with Chris and the team about what was next for the 2D games. We had some concepts and ideas laid out between the teams, but we couldn't kick off the project, and so it disappeared for a while with Chris and the team. So basically they did have ideas, a lot of ideas, but they couldn't kick it off, and basically it faded into obscurity and with Chris. So again, confirming what Zippo was saying, that this game has been on development on and off. So I guess it started off with Chris, and then when he left it stopped, and then Oshima came back on, and then the project resumed. Sonic Superstars is really all developed by Arzest. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing this right, but it says this game was basically all developed by Arzest, which was the team that Oshima's running, and they are responsible for games like, now don't get really scared with me. Don't get scared, but they are responsible for games like Battleland Wonderworld. Now don't get scared, okay? The reason the game was bad is not because of Arzest, okay? Arzest. Oh, fuck. It's not because of Arzest, okay? It's because of Yuji Naka, okay? Because he didn't know he was a bad game director, right? And if you guys are worried about the the physics and all that, there are so many videos on Twitter and YouTube like comparing the physics. There are so many videos that compare the physics with this. Look at this. There's a Twitter account called Sonic Deconstruction or Classic Sonic Deconstruction that's literally comparing the jump time and the acceleration of Sonic and Sonic Superstars, comparing it to the OG Sonic, and it looks really accurate. I cannot say more than that. It just looks so accurate. So I feel like we're in for some pretty good physics. I cannot lie. And of course, I cannot forget about, this is basically a staple of all the 2D Sonic games, starting with Mania. There will be an animated intro cutscene for this game, and it looks really nice. I can't even deny it. It looks so nice. And like, whoever animated it, I don't know if it was Tyson Hess or a different studio who did it, but I really like the animation, and I like I like how the character design changes from each intro. Like, it was different from Sonic Mania, and then it was different from Sonic Origins, and it was different from, now this one also looks different. And we also got the title screen that was shown, and again, it looks like there is a fifth character that should be there. And a little small detail, as if you look at the title screen. If you look, Tails looks to his left. And he's like, wait a minute, isn't there someone supposed to be there? He looks confused. So like every so often he just looks to his left, sees no one. He's like, that's weird, and then he goes back to his normal pose. So this is basically like no way that there's not a 5th character, man. They're basically building up saying, yeah, you can unlock, and I'm pretty sure I think it's gonna be Trick or Trip. I think it's gonna be Trip, like without a shadow of a doubt, because I don't think he's gonna be a villain. Like he's a villain, but I don't think he's gonna be like a villain. I think he's just like in the mess, like running with the wrong crowd. So yeah. And I feel like that is basically everything that we've got. I may be missing some like minor details and stuff, but that is basically the gist of it. We don't have any like of the music yet. The footage that was used for IGN Japan was from Sonic 4. It's all placeholder music. None of it is actual music that's in the game. So we've yet to hear any music that is actually in the game. But yeah, that is all for me, and I've basically covered everything that's important. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to like, subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment what you guys are expecting for this game. If you guys are excited, I know I'm excited. What do you guys want for this game? But that is all for me. I will see y'all in the next one.